from home. Only time will tell whether they'll have the ultimate showdown of man versus fabled man-eater, a giant Wells catfish. On a remote island on the other side of the world, bare-handed fishing is more than a sport. It's a way of life, the deadly domain of an ancient clan, fighting for their survival. Lembata, Indonesia. This tiny South Pacific island is home to one of the oldest traditional fishing communities on Earth, the Lamalera.
We cannot grow food here or raise much livestock. Only the ocean provides what we need to survive. Our lives revolve around it.
For centuries, the Lamalera have depended on one creature more than any other for their survival: the sperm whale. Though today this diet staple may seem controversial, the clan subsists in harmony with all creatures of the ocean, never taking more from the seas than they need, using every part of every whale they catch.
Our ancestors were brought to this island on the backs of whales. We have much respect for this animal because it has kept us alive for so long.
Village carpenters work to build traditional boats called tena. The men who construct these vessels are following their ancestors' blueprints. They believe any deviation brings trouble.
We must follow the old ways. If we do not construct the bottom of the Tena correctly, the whale will notice this and destroy it with his tail.
Each morning from May to October, the men of Lamalera set out to hunt. Incredibly, against massive ocean carnivores, the fishermen do battle equipped with only small metal harpoons, hand-stitched sails, and handmade boats. Their target? Meet the real-life Moby Dick. Larger than a city bus, sperms can stretch nearly 21 meters, weighing a staggering 44 tons. Whalers once hunted sperms for a white waxy substance found in their foreheads, called spermaceti.
Historically, sperm whales were one of the more difficult whales to catch because they would ram boats, they would smash their tails down onto boats, and in the old days of whaling, when men were out there in boats that were pulled by oars or by a sail, then that made them extremely vulnerable.
The sperm whale's high commercial value made it a tantalizing target. By the early 1900s, these deep-sea leviathans were nearly extinct.
In 1946, community attitudes towards whales and whaling have changed considerably.
Thankfully, since the international whaling ban in the 1980s, the sperm whale population has rebounded. Hunting whales has become illegal in nearly every corner of the globe. Controversial Japanese whaling nets around 650 whales a year in the name of research. But to many, this is a dubious claim. The Lamalera take far fewer, only around 20 whales a year. And every part of the animal is used or traded.
Lamalera is truly a subsistence hunt. It's a tradition that has gone on for a very long time, and it's a relic of an ancient tradition in human history.
And over the years, the Lamalera have engaged in some epic battles with the mighty sperm whale. July 1999. A crew of 13 struggles to launch. With no natural bay on this rocky island, it's backbreaking work. Out at sea, hours pass. The men wait for any sign of a whale as the lookouts on shore scan the ocean. A sperm whale has been spotted. the boats signal each other to converge on their prey. The fishermen prepare their weaponry, and an ancient battle begins. Balancing their weapons on the boat's bow, the harpoonists are poised to attack. The first strike is critical and extremely dangerous.
Once we strike the whale, anything can happen. People have been caught in the rope and pulled under. Others have been crushed by the whale.
The men balance, aim, and launch. The crew looks on while the harpoonists struggle to land the perfect strike. Using their weapons like javelins. Paddling in circles, trying to get new vantage points. The men must all work together to surround a 10-ton beast. The battle rages for an incredible 3 hours. At every moment, the whalers risk being pulled over, getting tangled too close to the beast, or growing too exhausted to stay afloat. Some men dare to enter the water with knives, confronting their adversary face to face. Finally, after an epic fight, they've done it. In an ancient hand-fishing showdown, the men of La Malera have their massive catch, a sperm whale to feed their village. As the boats tow the whale home, the La Malera remains silent to convey respect for this magnificent animal. Back on shore, they use or trade every part of their catch. Today, though the clan's way of life is threatened by encroaching civilization, the fishermen of La Malera continue their centuries-old tradition. Hunting whales, caught bare-handed.
We honor the whales of our ancestors by using every part of the animal. We have lived this way for centuries and hope to continue this way of life.
On the shores of Spain's Ebro River, the Oki Noodlers have reached the final day of their quest for the legendary Wells catfish.
2 days, one little bitty fish, we've got to find something bigger.
The men are headed 3 hours downriver to a stretch of the Ebro where spawning whales have recently been sighted. The seasoned hand fishermen remain determined.
I've caught small fish here, but I've not caught the size I'm looking for. I'm still looking for one big one.
The Noodlers continue to search the riverbank and rock formations.
Looks like it ought to have a hole in it, yeah?
And Lee discovers a promising spot.
Big hole here. I got my legs down in, Mark's down in with me. Josh has got a back door over there. You guys, it's a big hole. I'm gonna go in feet first.
This time, there's a hit.
Oh man, did you feel that thump? Yeah, that almost got my hand.
Lee feels a fighting fish latch on with cutting teeth.
Ow, ow.
Instinct tells him this one's big.
Mark, we go down again. I'm gonna drag him up. When I bump you, help grab him.
The men need to prevent the fish from exiting the hole.
Josh, yeah. You better get ready to grab his tail. Go here.
He's certain he's got a whopper Wells biting for its life on the end of his arm.
He's right here between us, Mark.
Only sheer strength allows him to keep the fish pinned inside its hole. Yet he can only keep the river beast trapped for so long. Moving quickly, Mark tries to get a thin rope called a stringer attached to the fish's lip and gills.
Whatever you do, keep everything blocked. Do not let this fish get away. I cannot come over here and play with one and say I lost it.
Working together, grabbing